and welcome to Tracy Mommy Reads. I am back this week with another book review, but I wanted to stop for a second and let you guys know I have two big announcements after the review, so make sure you stick around because you don't want to miss out on what I have to say. So remember when I had said that I was going to stop reading mystery, thriller, suspense type books for a while? Well, I did. I stopped reading for a while, but last week I started back up. I read another one, and that's the book I want to talk to you guys about today. The name of the book is A Friend Like That by Marissa Finch. A Friend Like That. And this one, yeah, it's touted as a psychological thriller, and it was kind of thrilling. So let me get my handy dandy notes over here. Okay, so this was an interesting book. And with most thrillers, of course, it's one of those things where I'm always like, oh, they should have did this and they would have took it up a level or whatever. And I do have suggestions, but let me just tell you about the book. So you have these two main characters, a young woman named Alice and a young woman named Taylor. And I'm going to try my best to not give any spoilers. It might be hard though. So Alice has recently, it's in the whole like description and blurb. So this is not a spoiler. Alice was assaulted by someone, a hotel guest at this hotel where she works, right? And they do a settlement agreement, have her sign an NDA and all that stuff, and she loses her job, and she's, obviously, understandably, hasn't gotten over the whole thing and is just disgusted that she took the money because she feels like, the guy got away with it and, here I am with this big check, and she doesn't want to spend it. So she meets this girl, Taylor. And Taylor is a wild card. She's opposite of Alice in every single way. And I think she even says it in the book. I think Alice has like a girl crush on her. Not like in any type of romantic or sexual way, but it's just, Taylor is a type of like girl that she wishes she was. Like she's, really pretty, she's gregarious, everybody looks at her when she walks in the room, she's fearless. So Alice just, instantly they become like fast friends. And I'm always leery about those kind of relationships because even in real life, you may share an instant connection with somebody, but I feel like, there needs to be time to kind of build up some trust before I start telling you all my deep, dark secrets. But I know for books, you got the pacing thing, and this would end up being, 3 books long if we waited to kind of really build up that type of trust. So you have to get to the action a lot quicker. So, Alice, she's just kind of been floundering. She didn't even tell her mom she lost her job. Nobody knows what happened, but the people, like the managers at the hotel and the guy who obviously committed the crime. But so it's just something she's been kind of keeping to herself. Even her childhood friend who lives next door, she doesn't even know. Her mom doesn't know. And when Taylor comes around, it's just easy to kind of like unload. And probably because, Taylor doesn't really know her, and there won't be maybe this judgment or this fear that there'll be some type of, like when you tell your family and friends stuff, they want to immediately jump in and try to fix it for you, or they pity you, or maybe they'll get angry. So I think there's this comfort level that she feels with Taylor and when she tells her, but what she does not anticipate is that when she tells Taylor, Taylor's like, oh, you should kill him. Yeah, we should kill him. Yeah, he shouldn't get away with that. You should never let anybody get away with something like that. It's easy. We can find out when he's coming to town. Taylor goes into planning mode. Let's kill this guy. So Alice is just like mortified, because she's like, I'm not killing anybody, And then, of course, then Taylor has to like, oh, I was just playing. Girl, I was just kidding. We're not going to kill nobody. you know, but you know, even reading it, that Taylor probably is gonna kill somebody because she just seems unhinged. And there is another part of the book where there's these flashbacks, and at first it was kind of like, oh, who is this about and what's going on? But it becomes blatantly obvious what's going on and who it's about. But I don't want to talk about that because that would be a huge spoiler. But anyway, so Taylor backs off and she's like, oh, no, I'm not going to do that. Meanwhile, little things are happening, like she's inviting Alice over for dinner. Alice is chopping a salad with a knife that Taylor has told her to use. She's telling her to meet her places. Taylor is telling Alice to meet her places and she doesn't show up. You know, and all these things, it's like the writing is on the wall and the scene is being set because, shocker, the guy who is a frequent guest at the hotel where Alice used to work, he comes to town and he is found dead in his hotel room, stabbed multiple times. So Alice finds out about this because obviously she had nothing to do with it. She finds out about this and, you know, her heart just drops and she's like, oh my God, did Taylor really go and kill this man? So she goes to find Taylor to be like, what did you do and all this stuff. Taylor's gone. Taylor's in the wind. And the crazy thing is, like, Taylor never even existed. The apartment where she had hung out with Taylor and Taylor was saying it was her apartment. I mean, Taylor was good. The Taylor was good because let me tell you what Taylor did. Taylor had like rented like a vacation rental or Airbnb type situation that she said was her apartment. She claimed she had a roommate who was an actress and did little, because they were in New York. The story takes place in New York. Her roommate was an actress and she was in several plays on off-Broadway. She took Alice to a play and pointed out a girl and said that that was her roommate. But they didn't go backstage afterwards because she said her roommate's always kind of, you know, flighty and crazy after a show. She's like, well, you know, you can meet her another time. So she like laid out all of this elaborate, you know, stuff to cover her tracks to make everything that she was telling Alice seem plausible, right? And it was all just a ruse. It was all fake. It was all made up. And of course, and this, I don't know that this is a spoiler, but spoiler alert, just in case. Of course, the murder weapon, because like I said, he was found stabbed to death. It is a knife that Alice used to cut the salad, right? So her fingerprints are all over it. So as a reader, you start to see not only did Taylor, you know, this was all orchestrated, but that she was specifically targeting Alice to take the fall. And therein lies the why. You know, like you like, why is she targeting this seemingly like average girl with from a broken home who doesn't even have anything, who, you know, like there's nothing on the surface that makes you think that Alice could have done something to her or had something that she needs or wants, right? Oh, and remember I told you how they had paid Alice off. She got this big check. Well, she was holding on to it. And of course, her new friend Taylor was like, oh, well, maybe you should donate it. Just put it in your account and you could just, you know, give it away or whatever. So she put it in her account. And of course, Taylor ends up running off with that. And it was like, I think $500,000, like $500,000. That was a ridiculous amount because it was like a very well-known person that assaulted her, and it was a huge hotel, so, you know, I guess they could pay out that kind of money. But anyway, so Taylor's in the wind, and Alice, her picture's all over the news. They're, like, looking for her, and, you know, she's having to, like, lay low and, you know, disguise herself and do all this stuff because she's, like, trying to figure out where Taylor go, who is Taylor, why did she set me up? So that part of it, you know, that's kind of where it gets, I mean, the whole story I found interesting and engaging, but that was the thing I wanted to know. I'm like, what did this girl do to her? So we get to the end and we're coming to find out why she targeted her. And it was a good twist in that the way that the author connected the dots. However, for me, it was just kind of a womp womp. You know, it was like, it just didn't leave me satisfied as a reader, the reason why Taylor did that, especially knowing what we knew about Alice, and you know how her life was not a fairy tale. And there, let's just say that there was some envy about something is why Taylor targeted her. And I just didn't, I don't know. And I've been sitting with this trying to think of like how the other could have done a better job. But I think she did a good job with, you know, like I said, regards to connecting the dots. Everything made sense. I just thought it was a crazy ass reason. But hey, Taylor killed a man she didn't even know to set somebody else up. So crazy was a running theme in the book. So to that point, I guess it made sense. You know, why try to make sense out of something that somebody obviously a little out of their mind, well, a lot out of their mind, try to make sense out of something they would do. There was another twist, like after you got the big twist, you know, why she targeted Alice, then there was another twist on top of that I was just kind of, that one she could have left out. The author could have probably left that one out, involving another friend of Alice's. But overall, you know, it was a like cat and mouse type thing, and there were times when I was like thinking, oh, okay, yeah, this is what's happening, or this is why that happened, and that wasn't the case, which is good. I love books like that where you don't figure everything out like right away. I mean, you feel smart, like thinking like when I knew that knife was going to come back into play, simply because Alice had picked up another knife to start cutting the salad, and Taylor specifically told her, oh, that knife is not that sharp, use this knife, and she gave her a different, and it's like, why even write about that if that's not going to come back into play? So, you know, as a reader, it makes you feel like, I'm smart, I figured that out early. But, you know, the story was really good because the way that she put everything else in there is a lot of other stuff that I didn't necessarily see coming. But yeah, I'm just trying to see what my notes are. Yeah, there's just some parts, like I just feel like Taylor went too far in her attempt to exact revenge against Alice, who I feel like her anger, her frustration, her disappointment, Taylor's anger, frustration, disappointment, it was all misplaced. You know, it was basically the whole thing with hurt people. You know, she had been hurt a lot, and a lot of things that happened to her in her life, Taylor, and basically she wanted Alice to feel some of that because of this thing that she was jealous of. That was really in reality not, you know, wasn't even what Taylor thought it was. And when she told her at the end, she was kind of like, you're lying. I mean, it's like, now you have this regret because you thought this whole time I was living this magical life that you didn't have, and my life sucked too, you know? So, but yeah, it gets really crazy towards the end. But I think that the biggest thing that I liked about the book is that there were consequences at the end. You know, there were consequences for people that had done wrong. I cannot stand books where people either just get off or get away, or you're like left to wonder, well, what happened, or what is it? You know, it was pretty much tied up. So that I did appreciate. So yeah, I enjoyed it. And this book I got off of Kindle Unlimited. So if you have a Kindle, or if you have the Kindle Unlimited program, if you're part of it, you can read this book for free. So I read this one for free. A Friend Like That by Marissa Finch. I recommend it. It's worth a read. So, okay. My 2 announcements. Drum roll, please. The first announcement that I have, let me see if and I'll probably share it. I'm not going to look it down at my computer. I'll probably share it, put it like on a split screen or something. I'll also put some information in the description below. But this Sunday, September 12th, at 2 p.m. Pacific and 5 p.m. Eastern. And for me, I'm Central, so that's 4 p.m. Central. And like I said, I'll put all the times below. But I'm going to be participating in a author tube panel. And we're going to be discussing, I'm going to be the guest of Margaret Pinard. Hey, Margaret. And we're going to be discussing our dream launch events as authors. We're going to be talking about events that we've had, mistakes that we've made, and taking questions from people who are watching. So it's going to be a live streamed event that you can watch from YouTube. So I will put also the link where you can watch in the description. So that's the first thing I wanted to talk to you about. So I'm excited about that, especially given my next announcement. I have a new release coming in January. I'm so excited. I'm so excited that I can finally announce this and show you guys the cover of the book. And the name of the book is called You Had Me Fooled. And it is a romantic mystery. It's a mishmash of genres. I have information on my site where you can learn what the book is about. You can read an excerpt. You can go ahead and pre-order. I have a book trailer. So again, I'll put the link in the description below, but it's at my website, tracymomi.com. I will be doing a video in the coming weeks talking more about the book and giving you some more insight. But like I said, for now, you can head over to my website and learn more about it. Thank you so much for watching today. If you have read the book, A Friend Like That, I almost forgot the name of the book. If you read A Friend Like That, or if you have any comments that you'd like to make, I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments. Make sure you like this video and please subscribe to my channel so that you won't miss out on future announcements and updates. And thank you again so much to everyone who has already subscribed. You guys have a great weekend. Thanks. Bye.